making one of his, yeah, oh so infuriating statements that he never gets called on because nobody else bothers to look at the data, which you can do ahead of time if you know you're going to be talking about oil prices, or if you live long enough to remember the original energy crisis in 1979. At any rate, this is Scott. Well, listen to this.
At the end of the day today. So it felt like people sort of panicked and then all of a sudden realized, there's a path forward here that's not necessarily going to be a huge problem.
And then prior to that, he says this. Let's take this back a bit here, all right? Right here.
This economic scoreboard, when they're going up, you feel like you're losing. When they're going down, you feel like you're winning. And so all political leaders are sensitive to that. It was interesting, the barrel of price spiked overnight in the early morning, and then throughout the day today, it crashed. It wound up around $86.
Now he's looking down, he's looking at a chart. He said it crashed. Okay.
At the end of the day today. So it felt like people sort of panicked and then all of a sudden realized, there's a path forward here that's not necessarily going.
Okay, let's stop this insanity, folks. Let me tell you something, all right? First of all, he's wrong. The reason that he's wrong is because $86 per price of barrel of oil worldwide is still high. $100 is astronomically high. But you want to know when we would consider ourselves to be in an energy crisis? Go back to 1979, when the then new OPEC managed to cut off oil supplies and cause our price per barrel to rise to $49. And brother, there were lines at the pump and everything. 100 different items were super expensive, particularly those like, styrofoam cups. Why? Because they have a base of petroleum oil. That's why. Now, take a look at this, all right? Here's the chart that Scott was looking at. Yeah, this is a year, all right? Now, if Scott decided just to look at the day, oh, sure, it's going to look, like that, right? But the reality is that this year, if you take 2026 right here in December, all right, where was it? It was down around, still high, $55, all right? It was even higher than that. It was 70 earlier in the year in July, all right? These are the highest price per barrel for oil we've had in quite some time. In fact, last year they were talking about the emergence of the new energy crisis because of these high oil prices, all right? So, but guess what? They were even higher then, here. So you can't tell me that this is high and bad, and this is higher and astronomically bad, but then when it goes down, it's low and everything is okay. It's not okay. This was causing inflation. This is going to cause worse inflation. This is screwed. This is fucked. There's no other way to put it, folks. Sorry for the vulgarity, but I'm trying to wake you all up because people watch programs like CNN here, and Scott's looking down at his chart, all right, and he's babbling.
Be a huge problem. It's not the supply of oil in the world that's the issue. It's obviously just the logistics of the strait there. And to the extent people have some kind of confidence that we can keep that open, I think this is likely. The supply.
Give me a break. Scott, all of these are under conditions of super high oil price per barrel. And they're just sitting there and letting him, yammer on. Maybe Laura can straighten him out.
That is a supply problem. That is a supply problem.
Not for the United States.
It's a supply problem for the global.
But it's something we've been talking about the entire show tonight. I mean, there has to be some end game. There has to be some transparency. There has to be some honesty and accountability.
And see, Bakari blew it. He had the opportunity to call Scott on it, but then every time he talks, Scott just looks over and makes his face like this, he contorts like, like what Bakari is saying is ridiculous, right? He's like making his faces and all this. Look at how he has his brow, his brow furrowed and everything, right? And as Bakari talks,
the American public, when we see gas prices go up, when you read headlines about XYZ or soldiers dying or kids dying, we need to know how we're getting out of this. And when Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump refuse to outline a plan to get out of this, like I'm not arguing the logistics that you talked about so eloquently.
And he's right about that, but that's a different subject. My point is he let Scott off the hook and allowed Scott to just put out bad information unchecked. Folks, this is the problem right here, okay? Look, this is just for the last year. This is really, 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 really bad. Wake up, folks. This is the energy crisis right before us. It's gone on for the entire year. It's why we have high inflation, and it's not going to get any better. And yeah, it's because we attacked Iran. Facts right there, folks, all right? Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark Zenny Report.